Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is BloodPhantom81. Thank you so much for checking into my channel. Today, I'm going to talk about how if you're an investor, M1 Finance is probably a better tool for you than Robinhood. I'm going to talk about the assumptions that I'm making when I actually make that claim, and I'm also going to do a deep dive into the advantages that M1 Finance has that Robinhood does not. Let's just jump right into it. So, the assumptions that I'm making when I make that statement are that you are an investor and not a trader, especially a day trader. If it's very important to you that you get into a price at the penny and maybe you want to sell it 3 hours later, M1 Finance probably is not for you. And I'm not sure if M1 Finance even has a limit buy or limit sell order. So if that's very important to you, then I would just stick with Robinhood. Maybe do some technical analysis on your desktop, but stick to Robinhood for your actual buys and sells. If you're a swing trader, it's honestly a toss-up. Now, I'm not biased. I would say even if you're a swing trader, Robinhood is probably a little bit better than M1 Finance, but it's not impossible to be a swing trader with M1 Finance and make it your all-in-one tool. So M1 Finance recently implemented this buy and sell feature, so you can just buy individual stocks and sell them when you want. So if there's some stocks such as, why don't I just go ahead and show you guys? This is my consumer staples pie. If we take a look at Colgate, for example, Colgate is currently on a discount. So if you buy it around here and it gets back to 75, you can absolutely sell it with M1 Finance using the sell feature. You can do that, or you can rebalance your portfolio a little bit. So you can drop this down to 3% or something like that and then rebalance it that way. So it's still possible to swing trade with M1 Finance, just probably not as easy. And it's definitely up to you at that point. But for everything else, if you are an investor, M1 Finance is probably the better option. So I'm also going to talk about the advantages for why I'm making that statement. So the second assumption that I'm making is that your goal is to make money quickly and efficiently. Now, what do I mean by that exactly? So, in my opinion, the reason to use Robinhood, one of the reasons would be if you want to learn about buying and selling and swing trading, just being a better trader in general. So there is a bit of a learning curve when it comes to being a successful Robinhood trader, especially if you have small capital. Because if you have small capital, sometimes you're not able to buy a lot of the really good ETFs and a lot of the really good large cap stocks. And so you're stuck with maybe penny stocks for a while, and you have to get good at that. If your goal, if you really want to invest in your financial education and you want to trade stocks that are under $10, for example, and you have small capital, then yeah, Robinhood is a pretty good option for that. Obviously, it's free trades, and that's exactly how I got good at trading. I traded a lot of weird stocks, I'm not gonna lie, and it made me a very good trader for that. I've been using Robinhood for probably over a year by now, so I can speak to that testament. But with M1 Finance, it is very, very easy to grow your account quickly and efficiently. So I'm going to actually talk about the advantages that M1 Finance has, and that'll explain what I mean by quickly and efficiently. So advantage number one is fractional shares. Now, with Robinhood, if you have small capital, let's say $200, there's a lot of really good stocks that you can no longer afford. Like, for example, you can't buy Google, you can't buy Amazon, you may be able to buy Facebook, but you probably would only be able to buy one share. Same thing with Apple. With a lot of these very good tech stocks, for example, you can just buy either one share or no shares at all. And it sucks because there's really good companies that are really good at, really good investments, but you can't do it with Robinhood. So with M1 Finance, and I'll go over my holdings. You can buy fractions of shares. So I have 12.05 shares of Harvest Capital Credit Corporation. I have 2.9 shares of NRZ. I have zero point 0.13 shares of Facebook, so on and so forth. And I do have a lot of more expensive companies such as Amazon, 0.004 shares. And guess what? I've made a certain percentage on Amazon because my price here is $7.27, but it's currently worth $7.80. So it's actually gone up with Amazon, and that's something that wouldn't be possible with Robinhood. So that's advantage number one, is that you don't have to wait to afford a share. Your money can start working for you immediately. As soon as you have any capital whatsoever, like you can literally deposit $5 into Amazon, and that's totally okay. So the other thing, which is very, very important, is dividend reinvestments. Now, I have it set so that whenever I get a dividend from any company whatsoever, whether it's a monthly high dividend stock or a quarterly large cap blue chip stock, I'm getting those dividends and I'm putting them right back into my account. So I'll show you guys what I mean. So yes, just yesterday I got some dividends. I got $3.78 in dividends from these three companies. These are all high monthly dividend stocks. So Good, Gain, Glad, which I'll pay pretty good amount, and SPHD, which paid me 38 cents. All that money goes right back into my initial account, because as I'm depositing money, it goes along with the dividend. You have to have up to at least $10, I believe, if you want to invest your dividends. But what that just means is, like, for example, if you're investing like $10 a day, then that'll literally automatically set it so that your dividends will reinvest with your initial deposit. They might have changed that. I'm not too clear on that. That's as far as I know. But yeah, obviously this is huge, because with Robinhood, for example, if you're getting dividends, let's say on Procter & Gamble or something, and you only have a few shares, you're literally getting pennies to your name. And it's like, these pennies are not doing anything for you. They're not working for you. And it's not enough to really like cash it in and like put it back into your bank account. I mean, technically you can, but it makes dividend investing practically useless, to be honest, because, for a lot of shares, even if they're a very high dividend stock, and let's say, over the course of a year, you get $5 from dividends, what are you going to do with that $5? It's just going to sit in your account. And M1 Finance makes dividend investment so much more powerful. It's kind of like a mutual funds. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with what a mutual fund is, but a mutual fund is a very advanced technique that usually, a long time ago, only the wealthy had access to. And they were able to take advantage of these very, very cool features. And M1 Finance makes it possible for the average investor to do that, which is really amazing. So yeah, I can show you guys another one. So for example, on this day, I got paid $1.14 with HCAP Corporation. So I deposited that along with my initial deposit. So $37.50 plus the $1.14. On this day, I got a dividend from Apple, and even, it's 3 cents, but hey, that 3 cents is working for me. It's not just sitting there. And so that's exactly what you want. Honestly, if you're investing in Robinhood, trading with Robinhood, dividend investing is practically useless, to be honest. So that's my stance on that. Now, the other advantage is that with M1 Finance, you have automatic purchases. So what that means is that I have a schedule which transfers money from my bank account to my M1 Finance account every single day. So every single day, I'm investing $37.50. And I do not have to remember to buy or sell. I could go to work and I check my M1 Finance account and all my trades got executed, because I think around 9 a.m. at my time, all the trades happen, and it happens according to your pie allocation. So like, this is my current pie right now. Obviously, some areas are overexposed, such as MTGE, because they're sticking out of the dotted line circle. This one is underexposed, which is my consumer staples. So most likely, the next deposit I have will go to my staples, but it does all that for me. This reallocation, this pie system, which again is a very advanced technique that is usually only offered by like ETFs or something that rebalances automatically, and you have all this power with M1 Finance within your fingertips. And in case you guys don't know, it's 100% free, just like Robinhood. So yeah, that's pretty amazing. So yeah. Number 4, ease of discovering new stocks. If you're a new investor, chances are you don't know what to invest in, and it might become a bit of a stressful, or maybe it's a fun experience, but nonetheless, it's hard to find a tool that'll give you that power to know what to invest and say, these are solid companies, this is some research you can do on these companies, and this is a company by sector. So Robinhood recently came out with the collections feature, which is actually pretty decent. It's not super powerful. I mean, I've tried it on mobile, and it's a little underwhelming. I have discovered a couple new stocks, but compared to M1 Finance, it's not too great. So I'll show you M1 Finance's Discover feature, which is here. What you have here on the front page is the largest stocks sorted by market cap. So Apple is the biggest stock in the world right now, so it's number 1, and so on and so forth. All these stocks are pretty solid companies if you're a new investor. They're probably going to increase in value over time, such as Google. So like we click on Google and we can look at Google's 5-year chart. Pretty solid company, obviously. Doesn't pay a dividend, but yeah, that's sort of the thing you can do. You can see 3-year annualized, 5-year annualized, 1-year performance, things like that. And you can also do research on these companies if that's what you're into. So you can see some news that came out about this company, which is just absolutely fantastic, and so on and so forth. The other thing is that you can invest by sector. So like if you just want to invest in utilities, which I believe are taking a hit right now, you can totally do that. A lot of these pay pretty nice dividends. So if that's what you're into, then by all means, go ahead and do that. It's actually a pretty good stock in my opinion. So yeah, you have all this at your fingertips. You can even sort by market cap. You can sort by PE ratio. You can sort by just dividend yield stocks to discover stocks that way. Yeah, it's just a lot of power at your fingertips. The other thing is you have these expert pies, which are, if you truly don't want to do it yourself and you just want to put it in the hands of someone that's better at investing than you are, then you have the power to do that. You can buy stocks that are in this income earners portfolio, and you can literally take your pick at all of these and see what they're made of. So this one is made up of VIG, DON, and DES, all pretty good stocks, and so on and so forth. So very easy to get started to investing, and very easy to make the most out of your money. And that's honestly the biggest takeaway from this video, is that with M1 Finance, it's very easy to get every single penny working for you. And that's the part about it being efficient, because you don't have to wait before you can afford a stock. And as soon as you get dividends, or maybe you only have $5 to spare, you can put that $5 to work. And so that's why, my account is only a few months old or something like that. Yeah, my account is only a few months old, but I've made like maybe $80 or around there. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. And so my final thoughts are this. Because M1 Finance is better at investing, and because Robinhood is better for trading, why not have both? Honestly, I have both. So I have M1 Finance for my long-term my long-term trades. I haven't sold or rebalanced at all. I recently just created this consumer staples pie, which is, the reason for that is because a lot of consumer staples are taking a hit right now. Those of you who have watched my videos know I keep talking about this, but yeah, I don't think anyone's talking about it right now. So yeah, what I saw was that a lot of consumer staples were down, but the problem was a lot of these consumer staples are pretty expensive to buy. And so this one right now is around $200, which is 3M. But guess what? It's a really solid company, one that I think is going to recover pretty soon. and I wanted to get into it, and it pays a really nice dividend. Obviously, I want those dividends to work for me. So what did I do? I created a pie based on just consumer staple stocks, and I'm investing in them every single day. And so, yeah, like I said, if you want to invest, M1 Finance is for you. But when I trade, I also do very well for myself. So this is my Robinhood account, which obviously I'm a trader, and I'm doing pretty well for myself there as well. So yeah, that's my summary, my comprehensive summary of M1 Finance versus Robinhood. You can definitely have both. That's perfectly okay. But honestly, if you're just buying and holding, which I see a lot of YouTubers do, which I see a lot of new investors do, maybe your time frame is 1 year out or something like that, don't be afraid to try M1 Finance. It's really, really great. It really puts a lot of the training wheels into investing, but that's not to say that it's less powerful because of that. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you so much for checking into this video. If you do create your M1 Finance account, check the description box below. You get $10 free if you use my referral link. So if you want free money, then go ahead and click that link. But with all that out of the way, I hope you have a great day and good luck trading and investing.